Hey guys, Chef JoJo with ECO, and on this episode of Shift Drink, we're going to talk about nicknames. How you give them, how you get them, how they stick, how they don't, the whole 9 yards. And as always, we're going to talk about this subject over a drink. Well, first off, I cannot take credit for this idea. Gina's been hounding me. I was telling a story not too long ago, and I was giving the names of the people that were involved in the story, and she's like, why don't people have real names in the kitchen? And, it got us talking and laughing, and over the years, there's always been those characters and those people that didn't go by their real name. It's something that I guess has been around for such a long time. It's been interesting. As long as I've been in the industry, there's always been a good deal of people that go by a different name in the kitchen. I don't know why. I just know that it's been that way. I don't really think I have much room to talk. I mean, my name is JoJo. I mean, heck, Gina doesn't even, my wife, partner, she doesn't even in ECO, her family-run business. She didn't ever meet me as Joe or Joseph. She always knew me as JoJo. And that started because we had a company as a family when I was getting out of high school, and all my friends worked with us, and my father was in charge, and he would always be like, JoJo, go do this. JoJo, go do that. And then the kids, we were kids, everybody used to just make so much fun. They'd be like, JoJo, get me this, JoJo. So JoJo stuck. And I mean like hard. I've been called JoJo my entire life since I was young. I'm a junior in the South, so you always kind of get a nickname. And that was it. So everybody kind of has known me as JoJo off and on. I know my family has called me JoJo forever. So I got it. I get it. Nicknames stick. It's kind of like a part of my culture where I'm from. But it seems like no matter where I've gone in kitchens, we've always jumped to nicknames. I guess that's the best way to put it. We've always relied on nicknames to get us through the day. Now, I don't know. I'm sure that there's other industries that just completely solely rely on nicknames, but I know that in my past and in my history in the kitchens, that's where we're at. I remember there was a guy that worked with us in Miami, and he went by 50. That's what he went by. He went by 50. And it wasn't because it was because he looked like 50 Cent, the rapper. So when his first day, his real name I think was Dre. And, that's not cool enough. I got to go by 50. So he's like, well, I look like 50, so everybody call me 50. I'm like, okay. I don't even know if Dre's still cooking. But at least I think that was his name. And there's some people that I worked with, I don't even remember their real name. Like, I came in, their name was this, and that's all they were called. Like, there was a guy I worked with in Indiana, Blue. Everybody called him Blue. And he had been there forever. He was an amazing man, but I don't remember Blue's real name. Ricky, you might have to hit me up, and or Ronnie, one of you guys is watching. If any of you guys are out there remember Blue's real name, please let me know. I don't remember. And then there's the guys that own the nickname. Like, we had a guy that we worked with, and, he was crazy. He was quite a character. I loved working with him. There was always a story with him. It was always some sort of craziness, and that would be Hillbilly, right? Hillbilly was wild, and he owned that name, and it was his, made it his own. You would get a nickname. I didn't get very many nicknames. Maybe people called me names, but it wasn't a nickname because I came in with a nickname. But you would get a name right off the bat in a kitchen if they didn't bother remembering your name. I mean, here's one for you. It was like the first day in a kitchen, and I'm walking in, and this is my first day, and I'm trying to get used to the place, and one of the sous chefs comes up to me, and he goes, all right, I know you're going to tell me your name, but I'm not good with names. I'm just going to give you a nickname, and that's what you're going to go by. And he's like, but you can try giving me your name if you want. And I was like, well, my name's JoJo. And he stopped for a second, and he goes, well, I'm not giving you a nickname because it's going to be really easy for me to remember JoJo for some dumbass white kid. And I was like, wow, okay, so this is how we're starting the first day, right? And then off we went. He always remembered my name after that. But I know that if I didn't have this silly name, Chef JoJo, I didn't even go by Chef back then. It was just JoJo. I probably would have got named something else. Bobblehead, maybe. But the greatest thing is that you can earn a name and you can lose a name and get a name all in the same moment. We had a guy and he was cooking a bunch of food, right? And he burned it all. They called him Crispy. And then a little bit later, he does something else with catfish. They call him Catfish. It's that quick. It's that simple. Now, that is a blended of two different stories. But it's the truth. I've seen it happen time and time again. I just can't remember the nicknames. Now, there's one nickname that I really want us to discuss. And I came up in South Florida. Those are the restaurants I worked at. And I was just kind of, how do you put it? There was always a mama in the kitchen. That's it. Like, I'm like trying to remember every kitchen that I worked in South Florida. Some I do and some I don't remember. But I remember pretty much every kitchen in South Florida had a woman that worked in the kitchen, and they called her mama. She typically was a little bit more elderly. She'd been there a long time. And no one messed with mama. Mama did what she wanted. Sometimes she was really sweet, and sometimes she would, own your ass. It just depended on what you did or did not do. But when you came in, you would get the tour of the kitchen, and it'd be something like this. Okay, so you're going to work pantry. We need you to work pantry. Prep is on the back side of the line, or prep is over there. Now, that's mama's station, and they would point at some station, and sometimes she'd be there, sometimes she wouldn't. If she wasn't there, this is what they tell you. That's mama's station. That's her cutting board. That's her trash can. Don't mess with mama's station. Stay off of it. That's not your area. And it was just understood. Nobody messed with her stuff because she was mama. I don't know if you guys have experienced that before, like the mama. But man, there's something amazing about our culture, to me, that we pass out nicknames, and some people own them, some people struggle with them. But what's really cool is that it's who we are, and it's, we work hard, and we always talk about that. But you got to be able to you have to have thick skin, but you also got to be able to take a joke and give a joke. And I think that's really what the nickname is boiled down to. I don't know any nicknames you guys have been called out there, besides dumbass and I can't believe, stupid American. Those are some of the ones that I went by for a while, besides JoJo. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what nicknames you got called out, or if there's a mama in your kitchen, and she gets what she wants and she don't mess with her trash can. I mean, there's always that ritual space, and, we as an industry will stick together, but at the same time argue a great deal with each other. And sometimes that's where the nicknames come from. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's easy as just being burger, or just say hamburger. Just depends. Or you look like 50 Cent. Or I don't know if, Jude, you're watching this, but we used to call you LL back in the day, right? Because you'd always be licking the lips, like right before you'd say something, because you were just like, yeah, this is cool. I can't wait to hear what nicknames come about and what you guys have to say. So as always, I'm Chef JoJo, and until next time, cheers. Hey guys, I just wanted to jump on here real quick just for a second to say if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. You can also ring the bell, and you can follow us on Facebook, Snapchat, or Twitter, and all that jazz. But the real reason I wanted to jump on is to talk to you about Chef ECO of the Month. Listen, when I started ECO, I wanted it to be a brand that brought us together as an industry, where chefs support chefs, and cooks support cooks, and chefs support cooks. We got to stick together, because if we don't look out for each other, who will? The restaurant business is a tough industry. From bartenders to servers to cooks to chefs to restaurant managers, we all have a mentor or someone we look up to. And that's what Chef ECO of the Month is for. It's for us to recognize people who's made a difference in our lives and in our careers. So if you have the time and the opportunity, and you know somebody that really would deserve it, you get a $150 gift card as a winner, a $50 gift certificate as a nominator, and all you have to do is write a letter and send it to Chef ECO at extremeculinaryoutfitters.com. We'll read it. You can go on our website, extremeculinaryoutfitters.com. There's a tab that says Chef ECO of the Month. It gives you all the information and all the rules. And always, I really appreciate your time. I love that you guys have been tuning in. Send us more questions. We just dropped this new hat. It's a black on black, like multi-cam, three like knives, super, super fly. It's one of my favorite hats that we've got so far. You can check out any of our gear also on our website. And I just can't say thank you enough. Cheers.